About some of the big guns, of course, your favourite horse of all time, Bob's Worth. I don't think you've sat on him since the win, but what's the reports from Nicky's yard?
They're very happy. He came out of the race well, didn't lose an awful lot of weight between travel and the run itself, so that was a good sign. He generally, he gives a lot in his races, and they tend to take a lot out of him. He loses a good bit of weight in that, but no, he's come out of it well, so fingers crossed he can get the Cheltenham in as good a form.
And of course, many people talking about Sprinter Sacre, and one of the questions that a lot of people have been asking or trying to find out is the feeling he gave you that told you that you should pull him up at Kempton. How does that translate in layman's terms? Because there are people out there who are thinking, well, how could Barry Geraghty possibly know that Sprinter Sacre's going to go wrong? Jumped the previous fence perfectly okay, seems to be travelling okay. What can you describe to us those feelings you get through the reins?
Everywhere he goes in a race, he's taking you places. Be it from the time he leaves the ground over a fence to the time he lands between fences, it's always he's going forward. He's trying to get on with the job, not in an aggressive way. But he's anxious to get on with it. So he's taking a tug.
So you are a passenger. We say that as a cliche, but you are literally a passenger with him.
I've always been riding him with the way you're trying to keep the lid on him. You're just trying to keep him quiet, because if you just went in his ear, he would explode and would be gone. So you're just trying to keep a lid on him through a race. There was no lid in Kempton. I turned down the back by the pond, and Sarah de Grugy started just pressing on a little bit, and I felt, geez, I won't just go at him yet. I'll let him go, and I'll pick him up, maybe jump in the fourth last. I just said I'll take my time for a little bit. That's not the way he goes through his races. Jump the next fence adequately. I'm kind of at that stage. I'm thinking this isn't just how it's meant to be. And then at the next fence, he was lifeless and landed lifeless. I'd have pulled up on about 5 strides.
If you get that through the reins, do you, and your legs presumably, you get that feel from a horse? Because for those of us who don't ride, of course, we don't understand this.
That's what it is. It's with him, it's like riding a bike down a hill and you have a brake on it the whole time. That's right. The way he is. You're always holding, whoa fella. But from the time he turned down the back in Kempton, I was cycling uphill.
The vibes from the stable seem to be pretty good. I mean, is Nicky giving you any sort of hope that, barring accidents, he'll be there for the champion chase?
Yeah, well, I asked him yesterday. I was in Newbury, and he said he's in good form. He's doing everything at home nicely and doing it quietly. He'll do a bit of work in a couple of weeks, and they'll judge him more on that. But fingers crossed. There's plenty of other horses. It's happened before and have come back and had a full recovery. The fact he didn't have to have too much treatment or any treatment to get the heart to reset itself or right itself, as they say, that's a massive thing, because the side effects from that treatment is very bad. He didn't have to have that, so hopefully he can make a good and quick recovery.
One horse you must be gagging to get back on be Trio de Laine, who, was impressive in the Hennessy. But for me, the most impressive thing about the Hennessy was the form of the race. It just, bar 1 or 2 runners in the Welsh National, it's got real strength in depth.
Yeah, well, I suppose it tends to be that way. And if you look through the Hennessy over the years and you see horses finishing 4th and 5th, go on to bigger things, winning Grand Nationals and so on. So I do like him a lot. He's got age on his side. He's definitely improving. He improved from last season to this season. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
You're, of course, a team player, but the last thing you want is him in the Gold Cup, is it?
Well, sure, if he goes there, he goes there. I'd be looking forward to him in the National if he winds up there.
It's always been the real target, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And he's going to have enough weight now. He'll be up over 11 stone, so as much weight as you want in a National. But he'll be a great ride in that if he gets there. But see how he goes in the Gold Cup. Sure, if he comes to beat me, so may it be. But I'm not going to swap Bob's Worth at the minute anyway.
It's been a great season already, but you will have probably been smashing up the walls after the Tolworth, because Royal Boy and Justice Hill, they both ran cracking races. Were you a little surprised that McCoy just got there?
No.
Presumably you were, because you picked it.
Yeah, but there wasn't an awful lot between it. I was in 2 minds about riding Royal Boy earlier in the week, and I just felt that maybe Justice Hill, just being a younger horse, I thought maybe slightly more progressive, and Royal Boy outstayed me in the death. I was happy enough, to be honest, because it was a nice race to win. I finished second, but it's good to see Royal Boy running to the level that he had shown us at home, but has disappointed. So we've got a proper horse on our hands again, where his first run when he ran over fences in Kempton at the start of the season, he ran desperately. So it's good to see him back to form. So now I was happy enough. I was happy with my fella, the race he ran on ground slower than ideal. So now you have 2 good horses to go to Cheltenham with. So no, take positives out of that.
And I don't know why, but for some reason, every time I see Oscar Whiskey run, people seem to be negative about him. First of all, they said he wouldn't make a chaser. Then they said he was jumping out to the right. It's almost as if they wish him not to be a good chaser. But from my eyes, you know, layman that I am, he seems to have done absolutely nothing wrong this season.
No, he's been very good. Did jump a little right on his previous run, but he jumped well the last day and won well. And you'd like to think he'd be a great ride. He'll go for the Scilly Isles and Sandown next. And I'd imagine he'll go for the 2.5, although he could drop back to 2 if the ground was on the easy side. He has enough pace, he's lots of scope, so, you know, 2 mile wouldn't be a problem, but he'd be a great rider wherever he goes.
I love him when he bangs off him. I loved him that day at Ascot when he went off in front and just destroyed them. I mean, he does have a bit of much more speed than people give him credit for, I think.
Exactly, I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. He's a high-class horse. As you say, he's got pace, but he's got a great attitude. He's genuine and he loves it, and he wants to get on with it.
And Barry, final question. Of the younger horses that you've ridden, is there something out there that I haven't mentioned that you are really excited about this campaign, that you can't wait to sit on next time?
Well, I look forward to seeing the West Wizard back whenever he does. He ran well in Kempton, he just didn't run to expectations, I suppose. So when the ground dries up, hopefully we'll see him out and see what he does. But I like Justice Hill, he's progressed well, and I think he could be one for Cheltenham.
Barry Geraghty then, top jockey and, of course, a fashion icon, sporting his at the races top once again. Oh, yeah, we've all got him. To a penny, to be honest. But Barry Geraghty here at Turles.